Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I am here in Austin, Texas for the launch of one big Lexus in Texas. See what I did there? It's this vehicle right here. What is it? This is the first look of the 2024 Lexus TX. This particular one is the TX 550H. But before we get into this mid-size 3-row SUV that is promising big Texas space in a Lexus, let's talk about what's going on here. The mid-size luxury SUV segment is on fire. You have a lot of competition, just like you have in some of the other price point arenas within the auto industry. This vehicle is a direct competitor to the Acura MDX, the Infiniti QX60, and of course, the vehicles that come from the big three German Euro brands. Now, what's fascinating is that Lexus is taking a very unique stance with this TX. Actually, something very similar to what the parent company Toyota did with the Grand Highlander, but of course, bringing those extra special touches that Lexus is known for. So what I want to find out is, with this first look, is that if you're looking for the best new luxury mid-size 3-row SUV and you really value your passenger happiness, is this TX 550H the one to go with? Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, the size. This is not an RX that has simply been extended and just pulled like a piece of Laffy Taffy. Because if you remember, on the previous generation RX, there was a 350L, which L meant a little bit extra length. That didn't really work. This is a totally separate platform. Now, at the front of the business, you're gonna get that unique style that Lexus is known for. So they do a great job with the updated headlights, LED daytime running lamps, turn signals, and those LED headlights. I love the way the daytime running lamp extends all the way into that spindle body grille area, which we'll talk about that in a second. Working our way down, just a little bit of flat black, but check it out. You have actually double levels of lighting. You have your LED fog lamps in this nice little flat black area. I kind of like the way that they didn't do gloss black. I feel like if this was gloss black, it's gonna take too much away from that spindle body design, which is all new with this TX. Now, as we come across the front, normally you would have that cascading big ginormous grille. What they did was they integrated the grille with the body, hence spindle body. So up top you have functionality, and then as we work our way down, you have body colored and functionality. Look at the forward-facing camera, the way they hit it very, very well. Love these very bold horizontal portions of the spindle body. And then on the bottom portion, you have a nice large lower grille area. This is fully functional, and just like on the corners with those fog lamp housings, this is flat black as well. But let me know what you think if you're really digging the design philosophy with the spindle body over the spindle grille. And obviously comparing this to an MDX or the QX60, let me know how you feel about the looks. Now, as we rise up, you do have your Lexus badge, nice aluminum style finish to it. And then love what they did with the hood. They made it bold without going too overboard. So it actually has a nice sharp angle, and then it plateaus into this great size bulge. And it's kind of crazy to think of a family luxury SUV with a bulge, but guess what? We have some power underneath the hood, which I can't wait to share with you. Now, as we come around the bend, you are gonna have unique wheels and tires depending on how you spec it. So on this particular 550H, you'll notice this nice, almost like a dark chrome finish. It's technically gunmetal metallic gray, but it's got a nice sheen to it, to where it looks like dark chrome. Absolutely love the style. Very, very sporty without going too over the top. 22-inch wheel, 255 on the width, 45 series sidewall. And of course, they went through and worked the whole new suspension, the new chassis. You can see that you even have a 2-piece rotor. Steven's gonna zoom in and show you the 2-piece rotor and the nice large flat black caliper that we have 6-piston caliper on this 550H. The 550H is the cream of the crop. That's the one at the top. It never stops, and that's why we have it there. I was doing a little bit of rhyming. I don't know, I'm in a rhyming mood because of being in Austin for some reason. Now on this particular TX, what I love, all body colored. So you have this beautiful celestial silver, almost like celestial teas, nice little hot tea on a hot Austin day. That kind of sounds miserable right now, but love the way they went body color. Let me know if you like this body color, if you'd rather see gloss black, flat black, purple, pink. No, just kidding on those other colors, but let me know if you like the body color. I think it looks perfect. Now, as we rise up, you're gonna get color matched on the mirror caps. We do have our really slim, really teeny tiny turn signals. I like the way they make those too big. You got your 360-degree cameras and just a little bit of shiny chrome trim. Bright, shiny metalwork just along the top. And I like the way that they went with this off silver. It's like, it blends in nicely with our particular one, but you know that there's a roof rail up there with our particular 550. Just like the NX, just like the new RX, the door handles you don't pull. You actually hit a button and that's how they open. Of course, you're gonna have your cross traffic alert. You're gonna have your bicycle alert so you don't open up the door and a bicyclist rams into you and then just ruins your day as your, pumpkin spice latte spills all over the ground. Like, that's just the start of a bad day. It's got sensors to protect your pumpkin spice latte. So that's the good news. Down below, more of that celestial silver, just a bucket of it poured all over that bottom portion. And then working towards the rear, I love the way they flare out the bright, shiny metalwork trim and how it comes in nicely with the quarter window. Now, one of the things that I'm very curious how you feel about, this is just gloss black. So I think this is a good thing, and the reason why is, if this was all body colored, I feel like it would make the rear end of this vehicle look really heavy and fat. And maybe you're into that kind of stuff, but on this vehicle, I think having it gloss black really the perspective, it cuts it down a little bit. And I'm glad that they actually did that, because to make the quarter window go all the way back here, that would have been just ridiculous. So let me know in the comment section, are you happy with the gloss black? I'm gonna say that it's okay. Now, as we come around the rear of the vehicle, you do have a nice stubby roof spoiler. I wish Lexus would just switch all of their models to moving the wiper underneath the spoiler and just having it swing down. So I am gonna zonk that, but what I do love is how they now spell Lexus out. And this, if you never knew how they spell Lexus, this is how they spell it. So now you know. You do have LED lighting. Look at the way they did the turn signals, nice and slim. Now, Steven does not like it when the lighting goes all the way across. I like it. I think it looks great, looks cohesive. Let me know down in the comment section, is Steven the better one or am I the better one? I know which way you're gonna vote. Now, coming down to the ground level, clean, smooth, sleek. No exhaust hanging down, nothing like that. Just a nice clean finish. Of course, we're gonna finish off this Sunday with a cherry on top TX 550H Plus and Direct 4. What the heck does that mean? That is that all-wheel drive from Lexus. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about what the heck is powering this thing as we're in Austin. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts. Underneath the hood, out of all the different grades of the TX, this one is a standalone powertrain option. So what do we have? We have a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6, and I like the engine cover. It's actually tasteful. You'll notice a bunch of orange wires. That means that this is a hybrid, and it's not just a regular hybrid. This is the only plug-in hybrid TX model. So we have naturally aspirated V6, you have your plug-in capability. What are we looking at? You're looking at 404 horsepower with the direct all-wheel drive. It is mated to an eCVT on pure EV. So if you charge on pure EV, you could drive 33 miles. So think about that. If you live 15 miles away from work, you could drive back and forth to work every day and just not even use a drop of gas. So that's the plus with a plug-in hybrid. MPGs, they're amazing. 29 in the city, 28 on the highway. So great to see that setup with the TX, especially with it being a mid-size three-row SUV. This is not some compact or some type of smaller vehicle, but it's nice to see V6 power, naturally aspirated, and you have 404 horsepower. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see it roll. All right, guys, we are inside this all-new 2024 Lexus 550h Plus. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I am really digging this thing. I've been looking at Infiniti QX60s. I've been looking at the Acura MDXs. The reason why I haven't pulled the trigger yet is because they don't seem to have enough room. My family is growing. The honey-do list that I'm getting is getting longer. Every time I go to Home Depot, I'm buying more things for the bigger honey-do list. My kids are in baseball, ballet, dance class, football, gymnastics. I need the room. I'm liking this one, but how much is it? Here's the little bit of the rub, is that all of the TX models, the trims, are hitting dealerships as we speak. This one will not be available until January 2024. So you got a little bit longer to wait. And the other problem is I don't have the official MSRP. That has not been released yet, but I'm gonna give you my best guesstimation and we'll see if I'm right. MSRP, I think, will be around $78,000, but let's see what you're gonna be getting if you go 550h Plus to the door panels. I love the two-tone style. You have that dark chocolate brown with the soft material black up top, the contrast stitching. We got the Mark Levinson sound system, 21 speakers in this thing. Love the way that there's no gloss black, whatever. And what's great is that you have that silver button there where you would have a perfect place to put your thumb. That's how you open up the door. And yes, if the battery dies, it does have a safety feature to open the door. Door pocket is a little tight, so I'm glad we're here in Austin, Texas to get a small size rack of ribs, and you can fit a Yeti can in there with your favorite high C flavored drink. Now going from the door panel to the dash, more of that soft touch material. You can see the dark chocolate brown up top. Love the way they have a little bit of silver trim, and then you'll also notice the microfiber suede material. And this isn't the only place they have it. I'll show you the other places that it's located. Now as we come on in, what do we got going on here? Standard 14-inch infotainment system. This is going to be the same infotainment system across all of the different TX trims and grades. The good news is it's a great multimedia system. You're going to have, of course, your driver profiles. It's wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You could go into all your trip information. And what I like about it is that they really did a great job with the resolution of the camera. Nice large image on your backup with trajectory, your 360 looking good. Put it back into park, it's right where we started. Power on button, because this is a plug-in hybrid, that's why it's a power button. Down below you have 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats, 2 stages of a heated steering wheel, so they're spoiling you there. And then you do have your dual climate with physical knobs. Now the one zonk I have is the sliding blower fan. I wish that this was a knob. But other than that, it's great because they give you a volume knob as well. Working your way down, AC vents, just a little bit of gloss black. Not just 1, not just 2, but 3 USB-Cs. You got wireless charging, a place for a small Snickers, and then watch this. You need more room? Abracadabra, alakazam. It actually slides and you can have your device and your Snickers on there and still slide it. 12 volt and enough room for a 5-pound bag of Skittles. And then look at that, closes really nicely. 2 cup holders that are, guess what? Removable. So you can literally just take a box of Twinkies and munch on those all day long right there, or you could put the cup holders right back and they lock in very nicely. This is gonna control your eCVT. You got your pure EV mode, remember, over 30 miles, pure EV. Don't even use a drop of gas. Soft touch on the armrest. Open door number 1, open door number 2. You got plenty of felt lining because guess what? you could put your full 64 CD collection. You're a Swiftie, you're a Taylor Swift fan, you could keep all of those great CDs that you have been collecting. And the nice thing is, if God forbid, one of the cases accidentally opens and one of the CDs slides out, it's not gonna get scratched on the felt lining. So you could keep rocking out to Taylor Swift for the rest of your life. Seats, the soft material, the contrast stitching. Look at the Alcantara I was telling you about on the seats. Just like on the dash, very classy. You do have full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver. The bad news is that no sunroof. No sunroof, no panoramic sunroof, no glass roof that's just fixed. There's not even a freaking peephole whatsoever on that roof. But I am gonna finish on a high note. Lexus does give you a digital rearview mirror. So clear that I can actually say that says no trespassing. So we will not be going over there. But where you're gonna be going is over here to the business side. I wanna show you behind the wheel in this new TX. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. Now, the great news is, remember, I'm 6 feet tall. Not only do you just have more room in general, you have a nice amount of room for being behind the wheel and being part of the business end. You do have three memory seat settings. So if you have two friends, if you're lucky enough to have two close friends, you can let them borrow your TX and they won't mess with the seat setup for yourself, and they could put theirs in and save it. So 3 memory seat settings. You do have an aluminum sill plate. I wish it lit up. That's a little bit of a zonk, but you do have your aluminum sill plate. We do have our full power seat controls. Do that lower lumbar. Ooh, that feels good. Seat material feels great. And then, of course, the steering wheel. Leather all the way around. I love the way they do the simulated stitching, flat black on all the switchgear. You do have these large paddles behind the wheel. And I want to show you the key fob. We actually have it stored in here. There is the key fob. We're number 1. That's why they put that on. Radius Rides is number 1, of course. You know that. That's why you're watching. And then, whoops. There we go. And of course, we have an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then you're gonna have that nice large 12.3-inch digital display. You could actually put all different information in the center, which is awesome, including your navigation. And then you have adaptive cruise mode. So lots of different ways to personalize the driving experience. And I really, really think that that is smart. Plus you have a humongous head-up display with all that same information. But why don't we go ahead, here comes the real test. Let's get into the mid-row and the third row and see if the TX is the best. All right, guys, mid-row time, and get ready to be spoiled, because not only are you getting the same quality seating as they are up front with the same exact materials, the Alcantara and everything, you do have that captain's chair style. I am gonna zonk it though. I wish that this was just a little larger, just make it a little wider for a human arm. But other than that, it looks fantastic. You do have that dark brown on the back of the headrest with the black, so they're continuing the two-tone. Nice large pocket. You could easily put 2 Texas breakfast tacos in there. And then of course our command center. 3 stages of heated seats, but guess what? 3 stages of ventilated seats. You got your temperature control, blower fan control, the whole 9 yards, 2 USB-Cs, and watch this. This is where you can put your phone and actually charge it using one of these USB-Cs, so you don't have it dangling around. And you got your home power source down below. Really, really like that setup. And then what's great is you have this little, I'll move this out of the way, this little snack area. 2 cup holders, which are removable just like up front. So what I would do is I would go get some street nachos up the street and get some nice queso and just have my nachos, maybe a little bit of sliced jalapeno on there, and have it perfect. Or you could put your big Yeti cans in these storage areas. So you could have it your way in this vehicle. And I just love the way that if you don't want it, you can take it out. So this could be like a little snack tray. I mean, think about it. Your kid's a pig. They can't seem to not make a mess. Have them bring the food up to them. And then now I could take these out, get rid of those, just sit here and eat, and you have some nice extra space here. How smart is that? Do the seats do anything? I think they are gonna do something. Watch this. Woo! They lean far back, very, very nicely done. But why don't we go ahead? The big mystery is that space back there. Will your third row passengers be peasants or will they be princes? Let's get into that third row and find out. All right, guys, third row time, and it's amazing how much room there is back here. First of all, you could see by how far this goes forward, you have this great piece of real estate to get in and out of the back of the vehicle. Another thing, it's just this, sometimes it's the simple things that really mean the most. I love the way they have these seatbelt holders so that you're not tripping, your family isn't tripping over the seatbelt getting in and out. And you see this right here? Check it out, that's actually a grab handle for them to get in and a place to put your palm. So you're not like sliding all over the place. You know how normally they have this curved? They actually did this on purpose. And then once you get in, you are in like Flynn. This is, compared to the QX60 and definitely the MDX, you're blowing it out of the water with this back seat area. You got your AC vents. If you need a little bit more room, which I don't, I'm not even, remember, I'm 6 feet tall. I'm not even close to the headliner. Watch this, you ready? Power reclining third row. How freaking amazing is that? And you have USB-Cs, and you have plenty of places for, I could put a couple Go-Gurts back here, maybe a bag of Lay's, maybe even a couple cans of Pringles. Man, I love Pringles. The only thing I hate about them is when you only have like 5 at the bottom, and then you get your arm stuck in it, and then you look like a big idiot. Not that I am talking from experience. But anyways, plenty of room. Let's get into the third row and see how many packages of Pringles, how many tubes of Pringles we could fit in this TX. All right, guys, cargo area time. One way to open it obviously is hands-free, but we're gonna go ahead and use the hands. X marks the spot, hit the button, nice electric assist, rises up, and here's where you're gonna see some amazing room. With the third row up, you're looking at 20.2 cubic feet of space. That actually blows away the competition from Infiniti, from Acura with the MDX. On the driver's side, you're gonna notice that we have the buttons to raise and lower the seats, the third row. You do have a home power source down below. And then another nice thing is that you are gonna have a little bit of storage underneath the cargo area. So you lift this up, you do have your full charging accessories, and there's a little bit of room in there for some Twinkies. So they got you covered on the Twinkies. I would say at least 42 Twinkies. So if you're really hungry, and you know what the thing is, you're not gonna be stopping as much with this vehicle because of the efficiency of it being a plug-in electric hybrid. It's good to have extra Twinkies. One thing to know is that there's no spare on the 550h. So all the other TXs get a spare. This one, because of the weight standards and the battery pack and all that kind of stuff, no spare. All you have is a can of Flat Fix and an electric air compressor. But why don't I go ahead and show you how we're gonna fold these seats down. I'm just gonna hit the buttons, and they're nice power assist. You don't have to hold them down, which is great. Headrests on cue. Little on the slow side, but this is where you're getting more room. I mean, check it out. You're going from 20.2 cubic feet of space to 57.4 cubic feet of space. Fold down the mid-row, you're looking at 97 cubic feet of space. And then I just want to showcase what we have in the back seat area. Look at how they did the armrest for the third row passenger. No longer a peasant. You got contrast stitching just like everybody else. You got your power switch there to tilt the seat back that I showed you. And you have USB-Cs built into the grab handles. That to me is smart engineering. Now I know you're saying, well, Joe, it's one thing to stuff my whole family in there, my family of 12. You can't really do that, but let's pretend that you're trying to do that. I want to stuff my family of 12 in there, but how does it drive? Guess what? This is the first look. We have the first drive coming up. When is it happening? October 11th, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Be here for Rady's Rides, or you're gonna miss out, I'll promise you that. But let's go ahead. I gotta catch a plane to California. Let's wrap it up from Austin. All right, guys, it's been one of those fun kind of days here in Big Texas, specifically Austin. I want to thank the whole Lexus team for inviting us out for the debut of this all-new model in their lineup. Remember, set your watch, set your sundial. Right now the sun is blinding me, but I'm gonna continue to bring you the reviews, but make sure you're back here 9 a.m. Eastern time on October 11th for the full drive of this vehicle. Plus, we're gonna have other TX models for you to peruse and see what the driving experience is like. But let me know down in the comment section, are you going over QX60? Are you going over MDX? Do you think this is the best new mid-size 3-row luxury SUV? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rise family. Of course, we need to give it up, Stephen Flood Photography. It's interesting because down here in Austin, right now, Austin City Limits is going on. Stephen actually brought out his old guitar and a drum set, and he's actually playing music over at the park over there. So if anybody's in town, definitely go check Stephen out, buy him a beer or two. Thank you, Stephen, for your hard work. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.